Hey everybody, we're live with Spectrum of Science, hands-on, ooey gooey science. Glad you all could join us. If you're coming late or you're seeing this late, not a problem. Email amybeth@spectrumofscience.com and we will send you our notebook. It's 5 pages including vocabulary words, safety issues, and the process and the recipe and all the good stuff. So when you get here, please say hi. Let me know who's here. Give me an idea with your locations. I know we have a couple people coming in from out of state. We're here in California. Welcome. I'm going to switch down and show you our ooey gooey science lab, and we'll wait a couple minutes before we get going, but so let me know if you have any questions as we're shifting our technology. And also, this is our first time ever going live, doing a lab, so be patient with me. Okay. Hoping that you all can see my goodies. Miley?
Yeah, I've got it, yes.
Okay, we have Miss Miley here in the background too, who will be answering questions and helping me out. So my recipes that I have here is we're going to have, Miss Miley, can we see my screen's not letting me see?
I can't see mine either.
Okay. Well, hopefully we have this where everybody can see what we're doing. That looks pretty good if I stick my head upside down. I have a half a cup of cornstarch. We're going to be making oobleck. And for those of you that don't know what oobleck is, it is what's considered a suspended state of matter, which means that it's not a liquid, it's not a solid, it's kind of in between. The molecules link when we're moving them and adjusting them, they're solid, and when we relax, it's going to spill through my fingers. Recipe, so we have a quarter cup of cornstarch, half a cup of cornstarch, half a cup of water. We're going to use food coloring. We also have old markers. Moms, if they're doing this, their markers will be ruined. They're good for slime. They cannot go back to paper, so use your old ones. Other tools and supplies we have, pipettes. Easy way to get liquids and be able to mix. If you don't have a pipette, don't worry about it. Many of us have our medicine dispensers. A lot of us have this medicine dispenser, which is always fun. Keep them, rinse them out, clean them out, put them in your science lab kit. And worst comes to worst, you always have a spoon. So all of that will work. Tools also include having a pencil so we can make notes and work on our hypothesis. So let's talk vocabulary words. One of the things Spectrum of Science is really keen about is vocabulary words and learning the concepts and being comfortable in the lab. So an experiment, and all of these are in our lab book. Be sure to email me and request it, or click on our Facebook Messenger and we'll send them out. An experiment is the ability to perform a scientific procedure, especially in a laboratory, to determine or answer a question. Our variables today are going to be our color and how we color our liquids, because they change. The constant is always going to be our water and our cornstarch. They're not going to change. We're not going to change the recipe. We're not going to change the quantities today. Our variables is only going to be our markers and our colors. When we have also 5 states of matter. Most of you learn in school that there are 3. We have liquid, solid, and gas. There are 2 other ones that tend to come in with middle school and high school physics, but they exist. One of them is plasma, which is super hot gas, and the other one is Bose-Einstein condensate, which is super duper cold. It's on the Kelvin scale and it's 0. We see plasma with our stars. We really don't get to be EC unless we're in a science lab. More information to come on those in the future, but we're looking with my cornstarch as having it be a solid. My liquid is my water. And the last vocabulary word we need to worry about is this going to be a mixture or a chemical reaction? Chemical reaction means we get a change that cannot be undone. Everybody knows baking soda and vinegar, we get bubbles. The bubbles are carbon dioxide being released. Today, this is going to stay a mixture. Using science tools, not easily, but we can separate our water from our cornstarch over time. The easiest way to do that is just evaporation. Leave it out, let it dry out, and our water will have separated. But now to the fun stuff, the ooey gooey portion of our lab. All scientists use the scientific method, and the big thing we're going to do is our hypothesis today. And I want to make sure you all can see my hypothesis. Perfect. My hypothesis today is, I think by adding the food coloring at the end, I will create the brightest color. So my goal here today is to add my food coloring after I've got my oobleck created and see if I get a bright color or a dull color. Now the good thing to remember is, even if I'm wrong, it's okay. I've learned something and I can do another test in the future. So cornstarch, I've got my half cup of water here. I'm going to use my lure here. And basically you're going to want to just add your water in and we're going to observe it. So being a scientist, we need to look and see what we're seeing. We had a white powder. We know it was solid. I forgot my safety rules. Sorry, I get so excited. I keep going. Let's talk about safety rules. Every chemistry lab, you need to follow the 6 safety rules. And those are the rules, and they have to do with our 6 senses. Taste. In chemistry, unless it's edible chemistry, we never taste. We don't know where things have been. We don't know how clean my bowls are. So no tasting. We waft and not smell, which means I'm not going to pick up my powder, bring it to my nose, and take a big whiff. Don't want that white stuff in my nose. Achoo. And some of the chemicals when you get older and you're in high school can actually hurt you. So it's really important that you get comfortable and you remember how to waft. When we waft, we take our cup, and I have an empty cup here for demo, and I'm going to bring my hand across the top, moving the air molecules to my nose so I can smell it. Then if it's yucky, I can get it away from me and go, ooh, gross. Safe. All right, so we've taken care of our taste buds. We've protected our nose. We need to protect our eyes. And with this one, just remember, if you got itchy eyes because of allergies, wash your hands before you scratch your eyes or rub your eyes. Hands. All my chemicals today are okay to touch. You just need to work with your family or your science teacher and find out if you should be wearing gloves or if it's okay to touch. We're good to touch today. Ears, listening to directions, asking questions. Do the chemicals make sound when I mix them? Does my teacher say, wait, don't do anything until you have all directions? So make sure you know what the process is before you move forward. And finally, using that brain of yours. This includes there are no accidents. We just forgot to think. But it's also being reasoning and deductive skills. Thinking, what if I do and add water to my cornstarch, what might happen? And if I'm not paying attention and I'm picking on my brother and I spill it all, oops, it's not an accident. It's the fact that you forgot to pay attention in the science lab. All right, back to our lab and the important fun stuff. Observation, my white powder. It's soft, it's white, its texture is really smooth and silky. And then we all know water, wet, cold in this case because it came out of my refrigerator. So as I add water slowly, observe what happens, because cornstarch we'll let the water sit on top for a while. It slowly will add. So as I add my water in, I'm going to use the end of my spoon and stir. Oobleck needs to be able to be picked up. Okay, I'm there. But when I'm not playing with it, it should relax and flow through my hands. I need more water. So I'm going to get some more water here. And I'm observing the changes. I don't have a color change yet. I still am white. I do. It's still really nice and soft. Where the water's been absorbed, it's crunchy, but I can squish it flat. Have it to be where it's going to release out of my hand, and ew, don't have the gooey yet. So we'll continue to add water here. One test that you could do in the future is what happens if you add all the water in at once. And is it easier to stir or harder to stir? My plastic spoon's not working well, so this gets the gooey fun stuff. I'll get my hand in here. We're still crunchy. Relax. I got my solid portion of my oobleck, but I'm not gooey yet. So we'll continue to add water here. And add it in. Really important when you're making this to make sure that your parents are okay with the location that you've decided to do it. Oobleck is messy to clean up, but it's super fun. So no carpets, tile. All right, so see how it's solid when I'm playing with it? It's holding its shape, but when I relax my hands, ooh, it starts dripping through my fingers. So we're getting really pretty close. This is good oobleck. It's not completely gooey, and as you can see, I didn't use all my water. So if I dumped it all in at once, it might have been too liquidy. So I can totally mix this up. Please, Miley is hanging around. If you have any questions, let us know. You can also email us or Facebook us later with questions. Ooh, look at that. Just dripping gooey through my fingers. Yay for oobleck. All right, now my hypothesis had to do with if I add my food coloring in at the end, I would get the bright color. So brightest color means I would have to do a second time with a second example so I could compare them. But we're going to do this, and I think we're going to make blue. Now, warning, using food color is a dye. Don't get it on your clothes. Yes, I'm going to get it on my hands because I'm mixing it. So my hands are going to be dyed blue. Not a problem. Just means I get to do the dishes for lunch, and my hands will come clean over time. Won't hurt you. This is edible food coloring, and I'm just pouring it in and mixing, and look at it mix, and it's really pretty bright. It's pretty good. It's not dulling out. The more I play with it, the more it'll mix in. Miss Miley, have we had any questions come up?
It was just about sound.
Oh, sorry, our sound was bad in the beginning. Thank you for your patience. We are truly just learning all this technology with you. So as I'm adding the blue, I got good, gooey, ooey, oobleck. All right, so looks like what happens if I change, and I want to see what happens with the pen. So I've got pretty good bright colors here. The more I mix it, the more it'll get blue. But what happens when I use an oobleck marker?
To the side when you're dripping.
Okay. I've had the request to show it with dripping to the side because it's hiding in my hands. So here we go. There we go. That's perfect. When I pick it up, it's solid. I can hang on to it. It holds on to each other and it's solid. But when I relax, it becomes liquidy. So remember, the definition of a solid is it holds the shape that it's built in. So, for example, my cups here hold their shape. They're solid. Unless I do something to them, it's no matter where I put it, it stays the shape that it's in. A liquid will take the shape of the container it's put in. So if I have my lure full of water here, and I squirt some water in it, it took a shape of a stream, and now it is the shape of the container that I'm putting it in. But with Oobleck, it's a non-Newtonian fluid. Newton said, his third law, that wait a minute, that's the wrong one. Sorry, let's go. Non-Newtonian fluid being that it should hold its state of matter. This one does not. It becomes a liquid if I'm not moving, or it becomes a solid when I do move with it. Other non-Newtonian fluids include ketchup. You know how we have to smack the side of the ketchup to get it to flow? Same thing. It's non-Newtonian. All right. Oh, blue won't work on blue. Let's try our purple. So if I do this, I can put big dots in it. I have an orange one also. And I have good dots here. And they're kind of fun because as I poke them, they change shape and they move. But as I pick it up, their colors will blend and mix. Takes a lot of marker to get the changes. But it's a fun experiment and a fun way to play with it. Now, as you can see, we have a huge, huge mess. That's okay. This is ooey gooey science. Moms, dads, grandma, grandpas, the easiest way to clean the table up is lots and lots of water. Cornstarch hangs around, so you flood this with water, wipe it down, come back in a half an hour, flood it with water again, wipe it down. Recommendation, this is okay in the fridge for a day or two, but it will mold. It will get yucky. Throw it in your trash can. Please don't throw it down your disposal. Has the potential to plug up. If the kids do, just lots and lots of water down your disposal. Washing your hands down the sink is totally fine. There's not that much going to be on it. But as you can see, my hands are dyed. No big deal. I just have to do dishes or wash my hair. It won't come off instantly, but it does come off. So I have extension activities, including reading by Dr. Seuss, the book Oobleck. Super fun with ooey gooey stuff all over the environment, the town. Writing prompts. Moms, I know their kids are home. Have them do a little bit of writing. Might be when I stepped into the puddle of goo, or Oobleck and me. I did. Math, super easy here. Double your recipe, half your recipe. Or how much cornstarch would I need for 30 friends to make Oobleck with me? Art, you can do all of this with color mixing, especially on the little kids, what happens when you mix your red and blue. Technology, have your older students create a video of them doing the lab. If they do, please share with us on our media accounts. We're trying to get word out about our free science labs. All of this will be posted back to our website with our Facebook account, our Twitter account, and I just got told we also have an Instagram account. We'll find it. We'll let you know. If your kids don't have social media or you don't want them on social media, email me. I'll post for your students. First names only, no locations, no identifying information. Hey, Miss Miley has something she's trying to add to me. Hang on one moment.
I can't see it in the video.
Oh, you can't see it in the video. We'll post it. And then I'll put it up on our Facebook post so you all can have easy access to it. Miley, have any questions come across?
The one question was, why does it change from a solid back to a liquid?
Okay, the question is, why did it change from a solid when I'm playing with it to a liquid when I relax? has to do with the molecule bonds. Tightly, the molecules don't hang on to each other. So when I'm playing with it, they're super tight. When I relax, they separate and spread out. And they break all the rules that are supposed to be there for states of matter. And it's just the linkage of the bond is very, very molecule linking weak. So for those of you, for the little kids, the way we teach it with the younger students is we just say the molecules don't hold hands well. With the big kids, and if we get a lot of middle school students, I can do a periodic table and molecule and element and atom lab, and we can go into better detail with the science there. This was super general because I didn't know the age group of the students participating. So do let us know your ages of your kids, and we can in the future do a elementary and a middle school. Love to share. Thanks, Miss Miley. Anything else come through I need to know? Awesome. Oh, when are we back? We're back Thursday, 10 a.m., which is the 18th. And Miss Miley will be doing the 4 forces of flight. Get ready for things to fly and shoot across your house. Yes, they'll be safe inside, parents. Not a problem. Great. Have a good day.